Hello, my name is Raymond Aaron, adventurer and professional speaker and New York Times top 10 best-selling author. The purpose of this video is to give you an insight into how to dramatically improve your ability to achieve whatever goal you have. I've created a program that has 21 master secrets to dramatically improving your ability, and I'm going to tell you one of the best ones right now, and it has the unusual name of MTO. MTO, and it stands for Minimum Target Outrageous. Let me explain. Let's say I ask a couple, a man and a woman, how much money would you like to earn this coming year? Well, the wife might say 100,000 and the husband might say 150,000, and you'd think they were disagreeing, but actually they might be agreeing. Let me tell you another situation. Let's say my executive vice president in charge of events says to me, that speech you're giving next month, how many people do you expect to be there? Because she has to book a room. I might say 200. Well, now maybe she finds a room for 210 people in a hotel. And she says, well, he expects 200, so 210, that should be good enough, and she books it, and then suddenly there's standing room only, and there's a problem. So what's going on in these two situations? Why is there a difficulty in these two situations? And let me explain. Anytime you give one answer, anytime you write a goal with one target in it, you have a problem. And the problem is you don't exactly know what it means. You might be telling the person the minimum, you might be telling the person the target, you might be telling the person the outrageous. Minimum is defined as what you can be counted on to do based on your past history. What you can be counted on to do based on your past history, your past performance, your real ability. The target is a stretch for you, a little beyond what you think you can do. And outrageous, listen to this definition. Outrageous is what you know you cannot do. You know you cannot do it. So, when I talk to the husband and wife and I say, what will your combined income be in the year? When the wife says 100, she might be talking about absolute minimum. And the husband, when he says 150, he might be talking about what he doesn't even think he can do, but he's hoping for it in order that the law of attraction might jump in and give it to him. So if I said to them, give me your minimum target outrageous, the wife might say, well, the 100,000, that's my minimum. The stretch is about 125, and outrageous would be 150. Now, he originally gave the answer of 150. When he thinks of MTO, he might say, oh, the 150 was my outrageous. The target's probably 125, and the minimum for sure is 100, because that's what we earned last year. Well, now they're saying the same thing. The MTO was 100, 125, 150, whereas the first time I asked them, it looked like they gave me different answers. Now let's talk about the situation where my executive vice president of events has to book a room. If I say 200, she has no idea whether that's my minimum, my target, or my outrageous. So when she says to me, how many people do you expect? I never say one number, I say three numbers. I'll say 150, 200, 300, meaning 150, I know for sure I can get it because that's what I always do. 200 is a bit of a stretch for this particular city, and 300 is crazy. I've never had 300 in that city. So when I say to her 150, 200, 300, and she finds a room for 210, well, since 200 is the stretch, it's the target, and she finds a room for 210, that'll probably be okay. But if I'd said to her 200, and I meant 200, 300, 400, in other words, 200 is the bare minimum, and 300 is the target, and 400 is the outrageous, then a room of 210 would not be suitable at all. And so that's the secret, MTO. Every time I write a goal, I MTO my goal. I never just give one number, I give three. So let's say I wanted to clean my garage. Instead of saying, I'm going to clean my garage this month, which is such a daunting task because maybe it's been loaded with garbage for 20 years, I say minimum, I will roll the bald tire out to the curb on garbage collection day. Target, I will throw out one green garbage bag of crap. And outrageous, I'll empty everything, paint the entire garage white, and put back only what I want. Now, notice, next month, maybe I did roll that bald tire out. So next month, my minimum is no longer roll the bald tire out. My minimum next month would be possibly throw out one green garbage bag, Target throw out 5 green garbage bags of crap, and outrageous throw out 10 green garbage bags of crap. In other words, even if you don't achieve everything, you've rehabilitated your ability in that area, and next month you're better at it, next month you're better at it, and pretty soon that darn garage is clean. It works for your income. It works for weight loss. It works for finding the man or woman of your dreams. Whatever goal you have, MTO your goal. Let's say you're a couch potato and you decide, you get all excited, it's a New Year's resolution, you want to run a marathon. Well, the dumbest thing to do is to say, this year I'll run a marathon, because it's so gigantic, you'll probably do nothing. So if you've been a couch potato for 20 years, the minimum might be to subscribe to Runner's World magazine, and the target might be just to buy a new pair of running shoes, and the outrageous might be to join a running club. But if you're already a jogger, you already jog a few times a week, and you want to run a marathon, then the minimum might be to hire a trainer, and the target might be to run a 10-miler, and the outrageous might be to run the marathon this year. In other words, you have to decide the MTO based on your particular situation, remembering the definition. Minimum is what you can be counted on to do based on your past performance. I want to leave you with one funny thing, and that is, so many people who set goals are so crazy, they're so type A, that they write down the most ridiculous, gigantic thing as their minimum. For example, a lady said to me, Raymond, I'm using your MTO, but it doesn't seem to be working. And I say, okay, what's the problem? She said, well, last month I wrote a goal that I'm going to jog minimum 3 times a week, target 5 times a week, outrageous 7 times a week. I say, oh, that's very industrious. How many times do you typically jog? She says, typically, I haven't jogged for 20 years since I left school. And so the minimum isn't correct. She can't be counted on to jog 3 times a week based on her own actual history. And so make sure your minimum is wimpy, and make sure your target is a stretch, and make sure your outrageous is beyond what you can do, because sometimes you actually get it. Now, if you want to know more about MTO, or if you want to know all the other 20, making up a total of 21 secrets for writing your goals so they achieve themselves automagically, yes, you heard me correctly, automagically, then simply go to my website, aaron.com, aaron.com. Go to aaron.com, and at the top right corner of the home page, you can see you can download my best-selling hardcover book, Double Your Income, Doing What You Love, at no charge, instantly, no obligation, and read the entire book and learn all the ways, all the secrets for writing your goals so powerfully that you'll actually achieve them, sometimes automagically, which means without any apparent work on your own at all. Best of success in achieving your goals using MTO.